Hey everyone, in today's video we'll be taking a look at the progress being made on the Ontario Line. The Ontario Line is one of North America's most modern metro projects, similar to the REM in Montreal. The majority of construction is currently taking place in the downtown and eastern portions of the route, but the elevated northern portion will likely start soon. Starting at Exhibition Station, major early works construction started last year to prepare the current GO station for the future transformation. Parts of the GO train platforms have been closed off for construction, and a new pedestrian bridge above the rail corridor is currently being built. The new bridge above the rail corridor will provide pedestrian access across the rail corridor during construction when the underground tunnel is closed. Other work at the site is taking place to prepare the expanded rail corridor for major construction and to start early works for the new station buildings. Major construction at King-Bathurst has yet to start, but Metrolinx has submitted applications for the development at downtown stations, which has provided the public with more images of the future station buildings. Both King-Bathurst and Queen-Spadina will have two entrances, but one will be elevator only. Not a lot of visible construction at Queen and Spadina has started yet, but the buildings on the northeast and southwest corners of the intersection, which will be the station entrances, have been closed off. At Queen and University, lane closures have started to take effect, mainly on University Avenue. A few trees on the northeast side of the intersection have also been cut down where the new station building for Osgoode station will be. With Queen Street closed to speed up construction of the project, new streetcar infrastructure is being built on Adelaide and Richmond Street, just south of Queen. The 3-block closure of Queen Street has been planned for a while now and started on May 1st. Streetcar track installation on Adelaide and Richmond will start once current water main repairs are completed, and the new infrastructure should be finished sometime next year. The bike lanes along Adelaide are in the process of being switched from the south side to the north side of the street to improve the flow of traffic when streetcars are running along Adelaide. Unfortunately, during the switch, the current bike lanes have been converted into parking, while the new bike lanes are still being used for parking as well. This means cyclists are forced to ride with cars during the switch. Although some new tracks have been installed on Adelaide, 501 Queen Street cars are currently operating on Dundas in the downtown core as tracks on Queen are blocked off. Queen Street is also closed off to cars from Bay to Victoria Street, although pedestrian access has been maintained. Work on Queen is well underway now to rip up the roadway and begin digging the station box. The closure is expected to last 4.5 years until at least 2027. Trees in Moss Park have been cut down to prepare the site near Queen and Sherbourne to make space for construction of the station at Moss Park. Corktown Station is on the site of Upper Canada's first Parliament building, which means Metrolinx has been carefully searching for historical artifacts. Once artifacts are found, they are transported to the Ontario Heritage Trust for storage and may be displayed in the station once complete. In the existing rail corridor between Cherry Street and the Don River, crews are relocating utilities and shifting the GO train tracks to make space for future Ontario Line tracks in the corridor. Not much visible work has started at the station site for East Harbour Station yet, but going a little northeast along the rail corridor, work has begun to install new fencing, clear trees, and adjust the tracks in the corridor for both the Ontario Line and GO expansion projects. A new access road for construction vehicles to enter the rail corridor from Eastern Avenue was also completed recently. Continuing along the rail corridor to Queen Street East, trees are being removed to make space for new tracks and infrastructure, but also to make space for construction to occur on the corridor. GO and VIA trains are only using 2 of the 3 tracks in the rail corridor to allow construction to take place quickly and safely. The majority of tree clearing seems to be taking place on the east side of the rail corridor, but will likely come to the west side eventually. At Gerrard and Carlaw, construction hasn't started, but some work appears to be happening in the rail corridor near Pape. North of the rail corridor near Pape and Langley, new manholes are being constructed so that Bell can relocate their utilities to make room for the Ontario Line. Similar work is taking place all along Pape, north of here as well. Work directly outside of Pape Station hasn't happened yet, but some wells, which were installed on Gertrude Place to monitor the ground near the station, are now being removed. Buses that serve Pape Station will likely need to be diverted because of the Ontario Line construction, and the TTC has shared some of the options being considered in their 2024 Annual Service Plan survey. The 72 Pape bus will likely be diverted to Donland Station via Jones, while the 25 and 925 Don Mills buses will likely be diverted to Broadview, Donlands, or Coxwell stations. Requests for proposals for the Pape Tunnel and Underground Stations contract and the Elevated Guideway and Stations contract were issued in April, but major construction hasn't started from Cosburn to Science Center as the contract winners haven't been chosen or announced yet. Very little construction has started for the maintenance and storage facility north of Overley Drive, and as stated earlier, major work on the Elevated Guideway and Stations hasn't started yet. Construction of a new Islamic center being built by Metrolinx and the Islamic Society of Toronto is underway near Overley Drive and Thorncliffe Park. Drilling along Don Mills will be starting in the coming days to monitor ground conditions on this section of the project from Flemingdon Park Station to Science Center Station. Construction for the Ontario Line hasn't started at Science Center Station yet, but work related to the Eglinton Crosstown is wrapping up, with road markings and other finishing touches being added to the new bus terminal. Construction of the Ontario Line is in full force now with road closures and drilling works. I would expect tunneling to begin soon and for the Elevated Guideway construction to start in a year or two as they can be built fairly quickly. It's exciting to see such a big project get underway. Thanks for watching.